The Selfish Path to Romance. Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com.
Marie, hi. You have a question, an interesting question.
Yes, I was wondering, like, if a baby is separated from its mother at birth,
Yes.
for several weeks before being returned to the mother,
Okay.
would that have a traumatic effect on the baby, and would it have such an effect that that child would grow up to be an addict?
An addict. So let me see if I've got this right, because I used to work at an infant hospital, and I worked with newborns, and I was with baby. I was one of the people that were with the babies when their mothers were cocaine addicts, and the babies were called cocaine babies at the time. It's probably a politically incorrect term, but we would sit and rock them. We would try to nourish them. We would try to give them some comfort. So you're saying that were you the one that was separated from your mom?
I was separated from my mom at birth.
At birth. For how long?
For several weeks.
Okay.
Anywhere from a month to a month and a half.
Okay.
The reason why I was separated because she had almost died having me. Like I'm in my 50s, so that was a few years back.
Yeah.
But like growing up, I always felt like this void, and I began drinking at the age of 14, and it seemed to fill the void. And so I drank. Right now I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Congrats.
I've been in recovery for 2.5 years.
Amazing. Very good.
Yeah, but my question is, because of that separation, would that have anything to do with this void that I've felt?
So that's been eating at you. I see people as self-made. For example, what is therapy about? At any time in your life, if you don't like a bad habit that you have, I used to bite around the edges of my nails. I worked on that. I don't have that problem anymore. If you have a problem where you're angry at people, therapy gives you skills to change. So if you grew up with a mother who pushed you away, not intentionally for the first month and a half,
yes.
I don't think, I don't think that would have any bearing whatsoever, Marie, on your current situation. However, your view of the situation can affect it. If you feel like you were abandoned by your mom,
I never felt connected to her. I never bonded with her.
Oh, that's a different question, isn't it? Because many parents can be separated for even a month, for situations like you're describing. Maybe the mother almost died in childbirth, or maybe there are medical complications. Maybe they had a complicated C-section and the mother needs to recover. There can be multiple reasons why a baby could be kept in an intensive care unit and a mother could be separated from her child for a while. But that doesn't mean that that baby is doomed for life. But however, if you came back and your mother had the view of you, what feeling do you get from your mother? If you could put it into words, what is the feeling and what would it say, Marie?
Well, I know that she loves me.
Okay.
And that she loved me, but like she was not connected with me emotionally.
Yeah, so that's when you love somebody. Love is an emotion, isn't it?
Like I didn't get any hugs or kisses, or
I didn't hear that.
I didn't used to get any hugs or any kisses, from her. Like she took real good care of me. Like she was a good mother that way, but she was detached emotionally.
Okay, so what is one of the most? That to me sounds like a horror movie. If I live with my husband. And man, he fed me. There was a good meal on the table, but he never hugged me. He never caressed my face. He never put his arm around me. What type of a marriage is that?
Hey, I got to interrupt this because we've got to pay some bills. 30 seconds, that's it. A very quick ad, and then Ellen will be back.
Romance. I wish I knew more about what girls want from a relationship. Boy, I wish I knew more about what I want. Where's that ad I saw? Here it is. The Selfish Path to Romance, a serious romance guidebook. Download Chapter 1 for free at selfishromance.com and buy it at amazon.com. The Selfish Path to Romance. That is interesting.
He never caressed my face. He never put his arm around me. What type of a marriage is that? You didn't have the nurturing, which is what I'm hearing. That your mother, do you have other siblings? How many?
2.
2. Older?
Yes, a lot older.
A lot older. So you were a surprise baby?
Yes.
And you think she had some feelings around getting pregnant and having you?
I don't know, but I know with one of my siblings that she didn't feel connected to her either. Like, we knew that she loved us.
Yeah.
Like, but she didn't used to express it.
She didn't express it.
No.
So I don't know what kept your mother from robbing herself of the value of having 3 children or her children. But what you want to get that nurturing somewhere. And I know when you feel that emptiness, yes, alcohol, in quotes, please don't quote me out of context here, works. It makes it so you don't think about things so deeply, but not thinking about things so deeply doesn't help you solve the problem. So what I'm hearing is that you are hungry for that wonderful emotional connection that you missed throughout your childhood, Marie?
Yes, I think so.
And do you get it from anybody now?
Well, I'm married and I have 3 grown kids, and I have a granddaughter and that now. But I'm still, I still feel like that I missed something that I should have had.
Yeah, go ahead, tell me.
Yeah, like growing up, it was like I had this void that, and that's what I felt all the time. It's like I was the void, really.
You were the void.
Yeah, it was like I had this void. This what made me who I was. I was this void. Like I really felt like there was something that I was born without.
Okay, so you can either keep that view, or you can write the word void on a paper and decide whether you want to go through life with that on you, or to rip it up, rip it to shreds, and fill that void with things you enjoy, whether it's your sisters, if you do enjoy them. If you don't, they don't get to fill your void. If it's the good relationship with your granddaughter or your kids or your husband, and I'm talking about people, create that emotional intimacy that you missed with your mom, and you may already have done that. The label of the void, you can choose to just rip it up to shreds, crumple it, throw it in a wastebasket, and go back to and have a different perspective on your own life.
But I was just wondering, like, where I was separated from
No,
her.
I don't think that has any impact. I think
would that be traumatic for a baby, though? Like,
no, I don't think so, because a baby doesn't even have words at that point.
Yeah.
So I think what happened, what she did later on was much more serious, which is that she didn't emotionally nurture you. Listen, thank you so much for your call.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Marie.
And here's a little more from Dr. Kenner.
Makes you miss out on what's really important in this life.
What are you talking about, John? Been a good father.
Sending presents doesn't make you a good father.
Sending presents doesn't make you a good father or a good mother. Now, occasional presents are nice. However, when they replace a sincere desire to be with your child knows it. I've had kids in therapy who have told me, my dad gives me a lot of gifts and he thinks that counts, and it doesn't. I like the gifts, I'll take the gifts. So kids learn what? What lesson is being taught? It's being taught to work people for gifts. Not very good. If you want a dynamic relationship with your child, listen to them. It doesn't mean you agree with everything. It doesn't mean that you can't say what you want to say. You need to learn to know how to say it. Listen to them. What do they enjoy? What do they like? What was their day like? What is their thinking like? Could you help them along with their thinking by asking questions, or cherish something that they maybe they thought very well about a problem they were having with a friend, and you just sit there and say, man, you really thought this through. They're going to feel good. They're going to feel more connected with you than any gift would ever connect, than you could achieve with any gift.
For more Dr. Kenner podcast, go to drkenner.com and please listen to this ad. Here's an excerpt from The Selfish Path to Romance by Drs. Kenner and Locke.
Money conflicts can still occur even if time and self-esteem problems are absent. Partners can legitimately differ in their priorities. Communication and joint decision-making are essential here. Listen carefully to your partner's priorities and determine the reasons for them. What does the desired object mean to your partner? Money problems also occur due to setbacks such as job loss, illness, and unwise investments or bad economic times. They can be painful and difficult to overcome, but the key is to agree on a recovery plan. If conflicts still remain after your discussions, compromise may be appropriate. Be creative and work out a fair solution that will make you both happy. Both partners must be totally honorable and holding to agreements.
Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com and buy it at amazon.com.